Hello and welcome back to another episode in our system design series. Today we are diving into a fundamental topic which is database. We are going to know what is a database and why do we need it in system design. By the end of this video, you will have a clear understanding of what is a database are, why they are so essential, and how they fit in our bigger picture of understanding of our systems to build reliable and scalable systems. So first, let's try to know when we need the system design. Let's say that we have a client. Let's say clients, not one client, and these clients send request to our web servers, or let's say to our server. Let's say that we have only one server. Let's try to make everything quite easy and simple. And let's assume that our website gets too popular. So we have more clients are sending requests to our server, and also they're storing their information and their data in our server. And right now our server handles two things: it handles the traffic, it handles the data. But with time we need to add another server. We need to add another server to handle only the data. This where we use database. So let's say DB to store, for example, let's say because we only have uh, clients that maybe only store the data, to store users, for example. So if you think about this, a database is essentially an organized collection of data that can be easily accessed, managed, and updated. Think of it like a digital filing cabinet where information is stored in a way that makes it easy to retrieve when it needed. Databases are used to store anything from user profiles, transaction histories, protocol catalogs to more complex relationships between different pieces of data. So, if you have ever wondered why applications store and retrieve data from your social media post to your e-commerce orders, it's all thanks to databases. They are the core of almost every system we use today, making them an essential building block in system design. So, as we said, this is what is a database, and this is why we need them. We need to answer another question about the the types of database, because database can be relational and or non-relational depending on how data is structured and accessed. Basically, a relational database stores data in tables like spreadsheets with rows and columns, while non-relational database might use different structures such as document or key value stores, or maybe key value pairs, sorry, or graphs or documents, whatever it will be. So, and we will talk about that in a bit. I guess let's talk about next why we need databases, why it's so important. So imagine you have an e-commerce application that handles hundreds of thousands of users. Users need to browse the products, add them to their cart, and maybe place orders. All these informations, like product details, user profiles, order histories, needs to be stored somewhere, right? This what's make database an essential things, because that's where database come in. Databases help to ensure that information or the information your application needs is always available, secure and up to date, whether it's tracking inventory, managing customer details, or processing transactions. Databases provide a structured way to store and retrieve data efficiently and effectively. They help maintain consistency, reliability, and integrity, which are crucial in building robust systems. So next we need to talk about the two types of database. So we have mainly two types: a SQL database, and also we have no SQL database. The SQL database, these are relational databases, meaning data is stored in tables with defined relationships. They are ideal for applications that require structured data and complex queries such as financial systems or customer relationships management. we have next NoSQL. These are non-relational databases designed to store unstructured data and scale easily across multiple servers. They are perfect for applications like social media, where data is constantly changing and growing. So there's other important thing, when to choose what. So choosing the right type of database depending on your application needs, whether you need to the structured nature of your SQL for complex relationships, or the flexibility of NoSQL for rapidly changing data. So in system design, databases play central role. They are where all the critical information lives, where it's user data, product inventory, transaction history, or logs. Designing your system design architecture involves designing how data flows into or in and out of your databases, and how to handle scaling as user demand grows, and how to ensure availability even if parts of your infrastructure fails. And I would say, from my opinion, choosing the right type of database in your system design interview is the most important step, because if you missed that one, your interview is over. So let's talk about when to use SQL or NoSQL. I would say by default we choose SQL. This is by default, okay? We go all the time by SQL. They have been there for like over 40 years. They can manage a lot of things. So by default, we go with SQL. We go in NoSQL in some conditions. First, if we have a huge amount of data, if we have unstructured data, if we are not so sure about how our data will look like, if the needs of tables might not be present in our system. So these are the conditions that we need to understand and we need to put in our head in order to when to use SQL and NoSQL. So for instance, if you are designing a chat application, the messages between users need to store somewhere. The database ensures the messages are stored reliably, and you have a huge amount of messages, maybe billions of messaging daily. So because you have a huge volume in your data, NoSQL could be a great fit, because NoSQL, it's great in scaling horizontally. Let's say that we have a financial system that we need to make sure our transactions are going as best as possible. We need consistency. We need we need consistency. So I guess SQL databases will be a great fit for that. So to wrap up, databases are the backbone of almost every application. They store and manage and provide access to data, ensuring that systems can operate smoothly and efficiently and effectively. So in system design, understanding how to leverage databases effectively is a key to building a scalable and reliable system. So if you enjoyed this video, make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you never miss a video, and see you guys in the future videos.